going on, guys? George here with another video for you. And on this video I'm gonna talk about this fragrances line that they're called Zoologist. Pretty amazing brand. I only been sampling these 3 fragrances from out of the whole line of them, but I'm pretty impressed. I know in the previous video I say that I wasn't impressed at all, but to be honest, they kind of grew up on me. I appreciate more the art behind all these fragrances. So this line of fragrances were found in 2013 by our fellow Canadian neighbor, Victor Wong. What they try to recreate with these fragrances is basically, if you notice, every single of their fragrances has an animal name, and they try to come up with this idea to make the fragrances according to every specific animal, their habitats or the behavior. It depends on which one you choose. About the presentation of these fragrances, these are really nice. Even though I don't own the bottles of any of these fragrances, I can tell by pictures or videos that the bottles are very well done. They look like thick glass bottles, very nice caps, and the boxes, even the boxes they are pretty nice. And that's something that you expect from a niche house, especially for the prices that you're gonna pay for these fragrances. The bottles, all of them, they come in 60 milliliters. The prices are, I believe, they're 165 for most of them. For exception for only the newest one, which is B. I think that one is a retail price of $195, and the price looks a little bit stiff if you think about it, because you try to think about, if you pay almost $200 for a 60 ml bottle, so you will end up paying almost $400 for 100 milliliters or 120 milliliters, and they look kind of expensive, but I don't think so. If you think about it, these fragrances are extra de parfum. So if you compare with the Eau de Toilette or Eau de Cologne, you are gonna be wearing the Eau de Cologne or the Eau de Toilette. Used to give a decent and modest wear. You're gonna be spraying 6 to 8 times at least, and in some of the cases you need to reapply in 4 or 5 hours after the first applications. But with this is the concentration is great, and like I say, they're extra de parfum. So even though I don't own the bottles, I can tell by the small samples that I've been trying, and they're very tiny samples. I hate these samples, by the way. I can tell the quality of the juice that you're getting, the potency of them, and the longevity. Oh my God, they're just crazy. So at the end of the day, you pay not a lot of money, but it seems like a lot of money for a perfume that you're gonna be spraying on you 2 or 3 times, and that's it. Like 2 or 3 applications, that will be enough to wear this fragrance the whole day. And so at the end of the day, it's not like a bad deal, you know, for the money that you're paying for them. So moving on with these fragrances, let's start with, I have 3 samples. I want to talk a little bit about them. I'm going to start with my least favorite. It's a very well done fragrance, and it's my least favorite because it doesn't work very well with me. It's Chameleon. The nose behind this fragrance is Daniel Pecho. It's supposed to reflect what a chameleon scent is like, you know. Probably not what the reptiles smell like, obviously, but probably more like the habitat where they live. The category for this fragrance is supposed to be clean, floral, fresh, fruity, minerals, and sea salt. I don't really see it that way, to be honest, because it works very different on my skin. I'm gonna read you guys the notes because there are quite a few on this fragrance. The top notes are bergamot, lemon, yang, mango, pink pepper, starfruit, and violet leaves. The middle notes is cashmere, cloves, coconut, frangipani, jasmine, saffron, salty skin accord, and sea breeze. And the base notes are ambergris, musk, opoponax, patchouli, sandalwood, vanilla, and vetiver. That's a lot of notes going on in these fragrances, guys. But unfortunately, when I saw these notes and all these ingredients, I thought this scent is gonna be like more fruity. Obviously, it has some flowers in there, so I thought the flowery notes were gonna be like in the background. So I thought it was gonna be more like a fruity scent. Unfortunately, my skin, it didn't work that way. So it's not that bad, you know. That's on me, because I thought it was gonna be like a fruity scent, and it is. But my skin, it doesn't work that way. On my skin, I just get this very strong on my face, floral, really strong, like punch in your face. And I'm talking like really strong, like Mike Tyson punch in your face, you know. Very strong. There's a fruits accord going on in the middle of the fragrances, but they're like in the background, like really in the background, at least on my skin. But the dry down is amazing. It's very feminine. But it's very calm, very relaxing, transparent white flowers. The dry down, beautiful. I can totally see any girl wearing this fragrance. It smells very nice, especially if you like flower scents. This is something that you should really check out. Unfortunately, with this scent, especially the opening, it reminds me of these flowers that you smell on a funeral service, and that is something that I don't really want to be smelling like while I wear a fragrance. So like I say, it's not bad. It's very well done fragrance, but it just become too feminine on my skin. So so I'm just gonna hold on with that one. There's, to be honest, something that I wouldn't wear, but it's a very well done, very nice and balanced fragrance. Moving on with the next one is Elephant. Now this one is very weird. This is wild. This is a wild fragrance. But it's weird in a good way. It's not bad. The nose behind Elephant is Chris Bartlett. It's under the category of fresh, green, and goodsy. I'm gonna read the notes for you guys, so you guys know what contains on this scent. The top notes are 3 leaves, Darjeeling tea, and magnolia. That's pretty much it for the top ones. Middle notes are cocoa, coconut milk, incense, jasmine, and goodsy notes. Excuse me. The base notes are amber, musk, patchouli, and sandalwood. So you're probably thinking this is a quite simple scent, but it's not, because it's amazing what they do with these few notes on this fragrance. Now, this scent is like literally smelling a wild animal. Yeah, even though you don't see in the notes any type of animalic thing, you definitely gonna get it. The opening is very strong, is in your face as well, very green, like really green, but like a sour green, like some scent that you found like in the foliage and in the wild, you know, in the country or whatnot. But it has this vibe, very weird vibe, like wet dirt, like wet soil, like a muddy soil. Very strange, but it smells weird in a good way. The dry down is a little bit more different. This moody vibe, it kind of transforms into a more like a dusty type of thing, and I'm talking about dust in the air. Something that if you go where there's a lot of dust in the air and you smell that very pungent scent, that's what you're gonna get out of this. You're gonna get also this very creamy coconut vibe around the whole scent. Very subtle It's not actually like smelling the actual fruit. It's more like a vibe, more like a feeling out of it. And that's where the animalistic scent is gonna come to work in this fragrance. And when I say about animalistic, is like literally smelling an animal. If you've been in a zoo, which I guess most of you guys been, you know, you get that wild animal, musky, strong pungent in your nose scent. And of course, I'm not talking about the shit that they do, right? I'm talking about their actually animal scent. That's what I get out of this scent. The dry down is close to your skin. It's more like a very transparent and clean, musky, clean, bright scent. Very nice, very relaxing as well. Nothing too much going on in there. Not a lot of woods that I detect on this dry down, to be honest. But yeah, that's pretty much what you're gonna get out of this fragrance. Now, this fragrance is something that I wouldn't wear, to be honest. To be able to wear this scent on public, you need to have cojones to wear this. You need to be brave to wear this. This is like a very daring scent to be wearing in public. Of course, if you are a person that you don't care what other people think about you, you can totally pull this off on the street. Oh, I'm sorry, for sure. Yeah, definitely smells like a freaking animal, you know, very green, a little bit of flowers going on, but it's just a little bit. What mostly you're gonna get is like an animalic and green scent out of this fragrance. Last, but no, oh, you know what I was gonna mention about this one, the elephant. Even though this is something that I wouldn't wear, it is amazing what these guys did with this scent. It just tells you story. While I was sampling this fragrance, every time that I smell this scent, it came to my mind this picture. You're in the middle of the jungle, right? A lot of greens, a lot of foliage, grass, trees, palms, whatnot, you know. And then you suddenly, it came this elephant breaking between the foliage, and you start getting the green scent of the foliage that is breaking, you know, all these combinations, flowers, but then you start getting the soil that probably the elephant is, you know, where he's stomping, the dusty as well, and then you get the animalic scent as the elephant pass by. This is amazing. This is, you probably say this guy is crazy. This guy has a lot of imagination, but that's a good thing about the fragrances. You know, every time that you smell a fragrance, it transports you to somewhere else. It transports you to something or someone, and that's amazing. What really well done, put together fragrance can do with your mind. At least that's what I think of it. I don't know about you guys. Last but not least is B, which is the newest fragrance on the line. I'm not gonna talk about too much about this fragrance because even though I say on my last video as well that I wasn't impressed with this, and I even comment somewhere else, the overall scent of this, it was too powdery. It was pretty much like smelling baby wipes and whatnot, and it still is. If you are a father, if you have a son or daughter, whatever, pretty sure you use baby shampoos, baby powders, baby wipes, baby lotion and whatnot. And as soon as you smell this, it's gonna make you think on that. But the weird thing about this is that the more that I've been sampling, the more I've been falling in love with it, and I don't get too much of the powdering feeling anymore. The nose on this fragrance is Cristiano Canali. The category for this fragrance is amber, floral, gourmand, musky, and sweet. Yes, it is. Yeah, I have to agree with all of these categories. To be honest, the top notes on this fragrance is orange, ginger syrup, royal jelly accord. Middle notes are brome, heliotrope, mimosa, orange flower, and the base notes are benzoin, labdanum, musk, sandalwood, tonka, and vanilla. Now this is beautiful. A lot of people that are being comparing this or saying that this scent smells like honey. Not necessarily. It makes you think of honey, of course. The name of the fragrance is bee. The packaging of the fragrance is yellow with the bees and whatnot. So immediately it makes you think on honey for some reason. It kind of smells like honey. Yes, it is. Yes, it does. But I don't know on you guys. When I want to smell honey, I want to smell like this sweet, thick, liquid honey, rich and semi-sweet, not really sweet, but semi-sweet honey. That's what I think a honey should smell like, but this doesn't smell like that. It does make you does make you think of honey for sure, but the overall scent is amazing. Even though it's very nice, and I will say that this is the more safest of all these three that I've been talking for pulling off, for wearing this fragrance on the public, even though you should really try it first. These are fragrances that you should really sample them before you pull the trigger on the full bottles, and so you don't regret it. So there you have it, guys. That's my take on these three fragrances. Obviously, I'm falling in love with this last fragrance, bee. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna pull the trigger off on a full bottle of this, and then I'm gonna work on a more complete review for you guys very soon. So there you have it, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and let me know what you guys think about this fragrances line. Which is your favorite from these fragrances? Which one you think I should try next and see if I like them or not? Let me know down below what you think, about these fragrances and overall. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. See you guys next time.